welcome back to another video with your favorite strength and conditioning coach, me, Coach Erica, or Leona, as everyone else knows me. If you're new to the channel, remember to hit subscribe. Tons of Topic Tuesdays, every single Tuesday, different topic. And then we have the workout videos coming in very shortly and tons of other things. So today's video, we're gonna go over some stuff that's actually not so cutesy artsy farty. You know, it's gonna be mental health. And this, I believe, resonates with a lot of people have different mental health issues. And it doesn't have to be, you know, super serious. It's a spectrum. And I personally have been on all ends of the spectrum. My day-to-day, realistically, is probably on the lower end now. But before, very, very dark places, very dark places. And the things I've gone through, honestly, I really don't think that I would have progressed to where I am if I didn't have fitness to keep me grounded. Health is one of those things that people want to talk about nowadays, but then when you get into the actual like closets of it, people don't like it and they don't want to hear the dark parts. They don't want to hear the reality things of it. And it's not just, oh yes, you have depression. I understand. Come here, I'll hug you. And now you're fine. Why are you still depressed? It's not that. So I hope this does help a lot of people. So I'm making this video because I was actually listening to another YouTuber. He does podcasts and I really enjoy him. Really enjoy him. I feel they're full of tons of information. It's Leo Skeppy. His YouTube's there. He also has a podcast. And he said something today and I realized, and I've been so debating about the topic itself, because one, it's personal, and two, is like, do I want to expose it to the internet? Which I haven't done necessarily yet on this whole time that I've been coaching online. Like, if you know me personally, I'll talk about it, but it's not something that I've actually talked about on the internet too well. And it's always like, when I tell people, like, oh, you know, you should tell people, this will help inspire them and help them not feel so alone, I'm always like, ah. Leo today actually was talking and he did share some personal stuff and he shared some things that he went through, and it made me feel so like, wow, I went through something so similar, and it was like comforting, but at the same time, like how he presented it, I was like, I feel like this is such a good way to take control, and it made me realize like, damn, like I'm missing out on actually helping people. And that's what I want to do, kind of my journey with mental health and fitness, because the two are intertwined. Like for me personally, it isn't just like necessarily a lifestyle or something that like, oh, you know, like my job. For me, fitness realistically, like it saved my life. I didn't get into weightlifting. There is a 95% chance that I would not be having this conversation with you. Very seriously. That was probably the one thing that I had left. And sometimes I feel like it's all I have left. So it keeps me grounded. I got into weightlifting in college. So my whole kind of like life, I was an athlete. I did soccer, I did track, I did jiu-jitsu, boxing, I was on ROTC. I did a lot of stuff, and soccer was like my love. Soccer was my passion. And very tragically, I broke my foot my junior year. So I was doing something extra because I like gymnastics, I like tumbling, and I was coming out of a tumble and basically I just broke my foot completely. So that right there just shifted my entire life. Whatever I had planned, that direction just took a full 180. I broke my foot, and then growing up I was actually really sick, so I had really bad asthma, and we lived in a very like cold part of the United States. So during the winter I would get pneumonias, bronchitis, and I was just constantly sick and having allergies and having asthma with weak lungs. Soccer kept me healthy, so I was running, and once I was like actually playing soccer for a long time, it kept me healthy and it kept me, you know, above getting sick. But once I didn't have that, I got so sick, I had to get put on steroids. My heart started having issues and it got bad. But part of the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I got put on the steroids, I felt for the first time that I couldn't control myself. So when I say that, I do mean in the sense of like an ED. So I, with the steroids, was so hungry. I was constantly eating, and I was eating way too much. I was eating in such a surplus and a bulk. And remember, I wasn't working out. I was just, 17, 16, 18, around that age. And I was eating so much, and I literally remember eating and going, this isn't healthy, I need to stop. But being so painfully like hungry, physically hungry, and being, I can't, like I need the food. And then and I'll never say that I was fat. I definitely had more body fat percentage at periods of times in my life. I can't say I was obese. I can relate to being heavier than I want to. As in the previous video I talked about it, I got to my heaviest weight, not last year, but the year before, at 200 pounds, and I'm 5'2". So for me, that was a very tough period, but up to that point, I had never even got to that kind of weight. So it was just a lot, being like a star athlete, playing soccer for like almost 15, 16 years, and then nothing. And then, so it just mentally took a very big toll on me. And I did develop like really bad, like, it's also high school girl, like bad eating habits. And I carried that into college. And in college, I was in med school, I was working full time. I had a lot of stuff going on at home. Wasn't even sure of what I wanted to do or be in life, but I knew that I just didn't want to be there physically. Mental health was all over the place. My friend died. My friend committed, and it was just so for me, because obviously the loss of a friend is, grief alone, it's its own thing. But the thing that resonated with me was like what this person was going through. We didn't realize that it was that bad. We didn't realize that they felt that much pain. And it just made me cry, because at the time, that's what I was feeling. And I'm not gonna say like I hadn't thought about it, but I had felt so low, and just seeing like, oh wow, whew. And like obviously like I missed my friend, the grief, their parents, their family, all of us. But for me it was a big turning point, because I was like, to make a change. And so doctors, because I actually broke both my feet. I stopped playing soccer because I couldn't run anymore. And so I went back to gymnastics and broke my other foot. Superstar, right? And the doctor basically told me, they said, okay, well, your feet are they didn't heal right, because I didn't go to the hospital when I broke them. I just let them naturally set. And so all the tendons and bones, there's so many things were just messed up. Do surgery. Your options are, you do 1 foot at a time, and then you're in crutches for the next 3 years. Or you can be in a wheelchair, because we'll do both feet at the same time. No. So for me, I am so painfully stubborn. Unfortunately, I might be the most stubborn person you ever meet in your life. And this has both good and negative things on it. Stubborn has helped me survive and helped me get ahead in life, because I know what it is. Like, I am dead set locked in this, and you can't change my mind on it. It's just good and bad. With bad habits, good habits. So for me, I was like, nah, we're not doing this. So I started researching on my own how to fix my feet. And part of that was, getting in the gym, take advantage of like my college gym, my home gym. And like, it allowed me to express all like the negative feelings I had. I have a lot of anger issues, but being in the gym and allowing just like time for me to lock in, give myself an hour or two a day, because I was doing so much I just felt like it was not for me. Because like for school, like I wanted to be a vet, but I didn't at the same time. Let's see the world or go somewhere else, and I wasn't happy with where I was at. I was working for someone else, high stress job, paying for college, all this stuff. So I didn't have time for me. And so the gym allowed me 2 hours every day to just focus on me, focus on my feelings, focus on, my body, and just heal myself. So I started lifting weights and I realized I was actually really good at it and I really enjoyed it. The body responds well to strength training. So I got more into it. I started learning more. I wanted to get better because I realized I enjoyed something again, and that's coming out of a depression. Enjoyed it again, and not only that, I started seeing results and I was like, wow, I feel better, I look better, and I was like spending that time mentally for myself. So that progressed into actually me going in and learning how to be a trainer and learn how to be a strength coach. And that kind of is honestly what propelled me to get into this industry. And that was kind of my first step and really my first hurdle, I would say, with mental illness, and realizing that the gym and fitness are my rock, gonna keep me grounded, because otherwise I start shifting and moving everywhere. I was 21. I went through some really bad things, really difficult. And that kind of really changed the last decade of my life. Became just, you know, we went from, I would say, not severe, I would say probably mild depression and anger management issues to, you know, severe. Now, older, obviously, so we figured out what's wrong with me. It's realistically it's what conditions I got going on, but, you know, I have depression, CPTSD. I am also bipolar. So that's a great combo. So when I'm talking to you about mental health, I know what I'm talking about, and it's not, oh my God, I'm just so bipolar. No, it is bad. I have had a therapist for, I started off with twice a week. Twice a week, and then now I'm on once a week, and I probably will be for the rest of my life. I had to get a service dog. That it was so bad. And with that service dog, I would say it was definitely a big changing point in my life too, because up to there, I developed anxiety. I had never had anxiety before. And so I had anxiety about leaving my house, anxiety going, and even going to the gym, I got anxiety, which was devastating because the fitness, the gym, that's where I was able to work and heal myself. So how do I do this again? So getting my service dog really allowed me to have my life back. I was able to, you know, we went to the gym together and he's cool, he just sits down, and I started lifting again. And once I started lifting, that allowed me to kind of work on myself again. Years of training, also just years like as experience, as you go on, things hurt less, and time is a huge helper for sure. Time doesn't heal all wounds, but it definitely makes them hurt a lot less. So with time, therapist training, you know, I've learned that I'm very codependent on my physical health. If my physical health is, you know, faulting, my mental health will go as well. But my physical health is good, my mental health will increase. And that is, you know, a lot of people resonate with that, which is great because, I mean, it makes sense. Like in Legally Blonde, she was like, happy people just don't kill. And I mean, that's right. If you're exercising, you're getting the endorphins. Most people do get them. You're getting the endorphins, you feel better, you're happier, and you're, you know, you have more of a focus and time and care to actually go through things. People will resonate with having a codependency with their mental health and their physical. And, you know, it kind of sucks sometimes because when you actually have, you know, like serious mental health hurdles and your mental health is dependent on your physical health, and you don't feel good enough to go or exercise, or sometimes too, you know, if you have chronic illness and that was your rock, it's hard to, you know, figure out a balance. But the gym definitely has saved me in so many times. It is one of those things that just has had my back through, I would say, like the toughest times of my life, because that's what kept me centered. I was able to always lock in, give myself at least 1 hour, work on myself, improve my physical body, improve my physical health. It's not just your appearance, it's also your health. Get your heart going. Like I said, I have asthma. So anytime I stop doing cardio, I start exercising, I will get sick and my asthma will come back and I start wheezing and I can't breathe. It sucks because you literally can't breathe and all of a sudden you're like, I take everything for granted. Oh my God. And so to lock in and give yourself that time is a huge game changer. And it will, like I said, it literally saved my life because I really don't know where I'd be if I didn't have that rock and that natural component to keep me grounded and to push me and allow me to exert my emotionals into, like something exerted. Like I told you, I have anger management issues. When I'm sad, I'll also work out. When I'm happy, all these different emotions, I was always able to exert into fitness. Not only that, but the gratification of what you get back when you can see results, when you feel results. For a physical standpoint, an athletic standpoint, okay, cool, I can lift more weights. Oh, I can do this longer. That's a great feeling. You feel accomplished. And when you are so down and you're so depressed, having something that like, wow, I did something good today. Like, oh, I'm doing a good job. That right there will give you a little step. And it does allow you to have some light in the darkness, I will say. And I think a lot of people, especially now that fitness is more mainstream and more actually encouraged, that a lot of people are realizing that, wow, this is helping my anxiety. Oh, wow, this is helping my depression and like helping me get through these things. And that is phenomenal because it does help. When you look better, you feel better, you start thinking better, you have positive thoughts, you're changing your mentality and how you look at things. Not only that, but like you hear everyone talking about it, but I'm gonna say it again. Fitness is not about motivation because I promise you, the last 8 years of my life, I have not been motivated to get my butt to the gym and go work out. But I am disciplined enough to know that I need to go. I know that I need to get my butt there. I need to get this done and I will get there. And creating that discipline when I was so depressed and having mental health issues, it creates such a good rocking routine because, okay, I'm disciplined on getting to the gym. I go to the gym, I come home, I shower and I eat. If you have depression, those two things alone are very hard. Showering, eating, and getting out of the house. I was able to accomplish those three things every single day and I just managed that. Okay, then I can start building up and building up and building up and it really does help. But as much as, physical fitness and gym and everything can be helpful, it is simply a tool. You still need to go to therapy. You still need to actually address your problems. This new trend of, oh, I'm just gonna go fight my demons. You need to go to therapy and exert all your anger into some weights and some metal, and that's great. But you need to go to therapy. You need to do the work. And as someone who has been on both sides, I thought I could do that too. And I had deep wounds that I was covering with this, I'm tough and I work out and I spend this, that. It's great. It's very cute, sweetie. But you need to go to therapy to do some work. You need to look inside, see what's going on, and actually address it. So yes, the gym is phenomenal for mental health. And I do suggest, like, if you have problems with mental health, figure something, kind of exercise out. And I've talked about it before. It doesn't have to be a commercial gym. It doesn't have to be a religion gym. If you like yoga, if you do good in group classes, do some group classes. Do something that gets you active and that can help you get some blood pumping, get some, fresh air, sweat a little bit, and create a routine and create discipline in your brain when you are so low and allow yourself to feel good about one thing. So if you are experiencing some stuff's going on, and I mean that in the most loving way because I'm there a lot. I am a lot better, but we all have our moments, we all have things, and it's a lifelong thing. So learn how to cope with it and how to manage it, the sooner your life will start getting better. I really suggest doing fitness, but I also suggest, also doing therapy because you're not gonna be able to figure out the problem on your own, and that's okay. And it's okay to not be okay. I know so many people say it, but really, if you need 10 minutes to go cry in the shower, go cry in the shower. need 10 minutes to go figure out, just fall apart, put yourself back together every single time, you're gonna be able to do it. You have to think, something that always resonated with me is that I have survived the worst day of my entire life. I survived it. So today is absolutely not that day. Today is absolutely not that day. So I got it. And guess what? Who else is gonna do it for me? Nobody. Because I am my own person. I am responsible for my own actions, for my own mental health, for my own reactions with people. And you know, fitness really, really did help me become a better person. And I know it's like, oh my God, no, I'm serious. Like, fitness really did actually help me become a better person. It helped me learn how to manage my emotions, learn me how to create discipline, create routine, focus, and find something really to live for, and find enjoyment in things that I don't necessarily want to do, because I don't always want to go to the gym. It's just a fact. And so when I tell you, go to the gym and go to therapy, it's a great place to start. And I really do think it's gonna help you. And I don't want you to think that, you know, you see all these people, they look great and they work out and they lift all this weight. And like, oh my gosh, their life is so together, I can never be them. Look at me. I'm not saying I'm a superstar. I am not a supermodel. I lift pretty decent. I'll show you soon. I lift pretty heavy weights, I would like to say. Genetic wise, you know, I'm not totally gifted, but I do have some. I have been through the ringer of mental health issues, and I promise that spectrum gets really bad sometimes. So don't think that it's not possible, or like, oh my gosh, I've been there a lot, okay? And I still fall back in those places, but guess what? I have my safeguard, I have my safety net, I have that raft in the middle of the ocean of my tears and my sadness. And I don't want to say if I can do it, you can do it too, but realistically, like, pick yourself up together, go walk for a half hour on the Stairmaster, on this treadmill, put on a podcast, talk to your friend, go outside, walk 30 minutes a day. Start somewhere and build up, because the person you deserve to be will never be unless you go and work on it. And that will come in time, just like everything else. So today's video, a little different. I know, kind of on the dreary side, but I do want people to know that, and I hope this does find the people they need to find, but you're not alone. And you know, people you see on the internet aren't, you know, just magical creatures, you know. We're human, and I'm very human, and I'm always gonna try to integrate, you know, like mental health, and like, I know a lot of people have anxiety in the gym, so I'm gonna do a video on, you know, how to get over anxieties in the gym, because I have social anxiety with people in spaces and loud noise and all that fun stuff. So, you know, until next time, thank you so much. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and all that kind of stuff. And so until next time,